Hey, friends over here. Yay! Not as jittery as yesterday, so that's great for me. And probably you too. But yeah, happy Halloween if you celebrate that. Yeah, I actually have a couple things to say with that. So, let's see. Okay, so with Halloween, I was like, I want to start invoking more of my like sexiness and be more in like wearing black, and you know how Halloween brings up all the like sluttiness of ourselves, which I feel is pretty cool. Like I think that's a great thing actually. But I feel like I have been like so in this place of covering and hiding and like not being totally my sexiness. So the words from cities coming up, which I like feeling comfortable. It feels good to me. However, I do feel like, I want to play more into, different kinds of archetypes and play with, life and being alive. And that's all angles, you know? So, but in my closet that I have here, I do not have a lot of black clothes. And so today I saw this thing. I'm like, we're gonna just go for our Polish roots here. And then I was like, and I put this on. I'm like, this kind of looks like a farmerette. So I'll share a little bit about what that is, if you're curious, because I just learned last year, and it's actually pretty cool. That these women, so I have an aunt, her name's Aunt Bernice, and back in the Second World War, she joined a program called the Farmerettes here in Canada. And so, although I don't agree with war whatsoever at all, I really appreciate that she, among many, many women and sisters, came from the north, like-ish, of Canada, down to southern areas to farm. And so, they kind of kept everything going here while people were at war, which I still don't really agree with that part, but I also want to just honor that this is a past of ours. And so today I'm a farmerette, just it kind of happened. And then I made a little quick story, and it was like something about Yak Shamash, and I'm like, Yak Shamash. I had to Google what that means because I'm a really not a great Polak with language, and so, or in general, but so pierogies, yes, but so it means how are you. And so a lot of times we'll be like, Yak Shamash, it's just fun. And then I Google it and it's like, how are you? I'm like, that's kind of a good theme, obviously. Like, that's kind of the theme of ROGA, is tuning in and checking in with how are you doing? Like, how are you actually doing? Because we live in, I want to say, a fake world in some ways, especially, with just all this, what do you call it? Just, I feel like things are being a bit, what's the word? Like, we're working against and with technology. Bots, we're working against bots-ish. So, with that, I just want to really bring into, like, how do I actually feel as a human being? How do I actually feel? So since it's Halloween too, we'll go deep into the darkness of ourselves, which is actually so beautiful if we can resource ourselves and realize, okay, we're safe right now. Like yesterday, if you caught the live yesterday, tuning into the awareness of looking around and feeling our body, feeling this moment, knowing that we are safe in this moment. And then from there, we can kind of travel the inner lands, the psyche, the subconscious, a little bit more through and into the body. So, so today I've asked if you saw any of the story before, to bring a little journal. So if you're catching the recording, you can just grab your journal, grab some water. It's going to be a little bit of a process. I was thinking this would be a short and sweet one, but the way it's working out to be, I'm not sure. So buckle up. Okay, so I guess let's do that for a quick second of like just checking in with exactly now in this moment, how are you feeling? just engaging, of like sensing your body. Are you holding any tension, any certain area in your body? Is there any pain or discomfort? Maybe you feel really alive and excited and vibrant. Just tuning in to whatever might be there. So just as a little example, for one, I feel pasty, so I need a little bit of water. And but I'm noticing, again, this shallow breathing. I'm feeling my feet hold me here as I stand here in front of you. I'm not feeling as nervous. I'm feeling a bit more, okay, we got stuff to do here. Let's just move forward. And there's a sense of excitement about that. I'm a bit excited, and I can feel that in my belly area. It feels like those little butterfly vibes, those feelings of, ooh, I get to do this. I get to be here right now with you. So tuning into yourself, what are the sensations that you're feeling? Because those are actual portals to really feel into. And that's what we'll be working with a little bit through this journey, and we'll dabble slightly into it today. So, just taking that time to feel and breathe. Again, such a superpower when you can just tune in and feel, letting all the mental stuff go and just tune into the body. So doing that for a little bit longer. Welcome to the friends that are joining. Any time and space that you get here. So grounding to that awareness. So today we're gonna go into the underworld a bit, and the underworld is known as, like, we fear it. We fear it because it's a mystery. We fear it because it's unknown. Sometimes there's shady stuff there. It's like there's darkness that's kind of holding us back in some way. So that's why the darkness is really a portal too. Just like the womb, when a baby is growing inside the womb, that's this darkness. They're in darkness, and it's actually so beautiful because there's so much being created in that time, in those 9 months. And it also goes into play with our creations too. So reeling into this darkness, so it's like, okay, if we can just be with it and feel it and not judge it, not shame it, not ridicule it, but just be with it and feel it. It actually, in my own experience, and many of my colleagues and peers, clients have felt an opening of energy in those spaces. It's like that part of self just wants to be felt and heard and just nourished with attention for a second, because our society, we run away from it. We like scat so quickly to actually feel the stuff, the darkness. And so it's powerful. And yet I get it. I don't like feeling it either. I run from it all the time too. I talk about this, I do this as a living, and I find I like to run myself. I numb. We all have, we're human, we do it all. So, but for here and for these ROGA, it's, for me anyway, again, you decide how you want to work with it and like make it your own. And because like I said yesterday, you have your own way of connecting, and this is just showing you one way, our way. So, what was I gonna say with that was, yeah, it sounds like it might be intense, but also just we're gonna really tune into trust and trusting that our body knows the way, and it's actually trying to get our attention through the pain, through the discomfort. It's like, hey, yo, can you integrate me so that we can live more into our wildest dream? Can you actually embody me more to feel more in my true essence, whatever that is for ourselves? Because that's the beauty of us being here, I feel like, is us being ourselves. So, enough of the preacher whiskers over here. Didn't forget, but just didn't get to doing the waxing for you guys or myself, so we still got whiskers over here. Yeah, okay. So with that, on that fun note, we're gonna just take our journal, and if you want to grab a seat, grab some water. This is when I would definitely like to play some music, but we're just gonna be in the silence today. And my voice, so sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so for this journal prompt, it's gonna be, what is your darkest secret that you're hiding? So I know it sounds maybe intense, but there's so much beauty and power in this opening. So you don't have to do anything with this. You don't have to share it. You don't have to do anything but just write it. And you can burn it. You can throw it away. You can do whatever you want, however you like. So yeah, but what we're doing here is just gonna open that up a little bit, just to be like peeking, to be like, hey, you're not alone. I'm gonna feel you and be with you. Okay, so this sounds really vast. Maybe you've done this type of work a lot in your life, and yeah, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but for the friends that are new to this, I'm just gonna always explain what's happening as we go. Alrighty, so yeah, so just journaling. What is your darkest secret that you're hiding? And that you don't want anyone to know. Like, you'd be okay if no one ever knew this about you. So I'll give a little bit of space and time here. I don't want to have too much time on these. I'm really trying to keep them a bit contained, because 77 days is a lot. And even already I'm feeling like we're going to extend it out, not just like consecutive 77 days, because it's way too much, overwhelming for all of us. Like, anyway, so tuning into that part and just writing. You can write a lot, and you can pause this too if I go faster, but just kind of word vomit. What is it that I'm hiding? What is it that my dirty, dark secret is? You want to call it that. And again, that's just a label. We're just saying it's dirty and dark. It's really just feelings, unfelt things that we've shamed in some kind of way. Alright, so and while you're in this, just breathing deeply and just really feeling your body experience this starting of movement, of alchemy, like wizards do. So taking a few more breaths just to really ground this in, feel this out. So if you've never went into this before, like if you've always kept it at bay and you're like, I'm not going there, I'm not opening this door, fuck no. Like, I understand, I really get it. So of course, do what you need. Like, listen to your body. If it feels like that's way too activating, too much for today, you can leave it to the side for sure. This one's coming in. So, but I really, really just want to reinstate that it's so powerful when we lean into it and feel the edginess of it, because it starts clearing that energy, because it's been holding and stifling in some parts in our body. Okay, so yeah, so even if you haven't been able to write the whole thing, or if you are feeling like, no, I'm not doing that, maybe just notice, okay, where in your body are you feeling that? Like, what is happening through your physiology that is like, oh, that it's like a too much feeling, maybe, or it's like, like it could feel various in those kind of ways, but yeah, what is it that you're noticing? And those areas are actually the portals. So taking a moment to just feel and scan your body. Where do I hold this deep, dark secret? And if you can start to pinpoint it, I'm noticing for me, it's like an activation and like kind of intensity. It's not like really comfortable, but it's not really uncomfortable. It's just like a lot of, can you see that? Yeah, just like my focus is drawn there. It's like, oh, that's the spot. Yeah. And again, we have a lot of days to play with this. If this feels like, what the fuck is she talking about? Just know that there's time to feel it all out too, and get more used to sensing the body like this, because we didn't grow up like this. Most of us grew up running from our emotions and not feeling what's occurring. So finding that spot in your body and just noticing how the sensations are. So can you get really clear on the sensations as you breathe deeply? So for me, when I sense it, it's like my upper belly area, like in through my rib cage, like under my heart, and I'm feeling it deep in there, and it feels like, if I really feel into it, it feels like this, like I'm gonna jump off a cliff type feeling. Like it's not that intense, but it's like, I mean, that obviously is an intense feeling, but like it's like a lower level of that, if that makes sense. So again, you're just kind of getting more comfortable and clear with the sensing and what it is and how you could describe the sensations. Okay, so once you have this spot and you can feel this energy, just giving room and space to just be. We don't have to go anywhere, we don't have to be anywhere, we don't have to do anything than just right now feeling. Unless you're driving, hopefully you're not driving. I should have mentioned this before. These things should probably be not driving, obviously. So make sure that you're stationed. So yeah. What happens when you turn your awareness into this spot and just feel it with no agenda? You might notice your mind start to wander. You might notice that it feels a little different. Sometimes it feels a little bit more refined or a little warm there. keep breathing deeply. I find that most of the time these parts just really just want to be heard, felt. So you can stay with this as long as you like. So now just noticing if it feels okay for you to converse with this part a little bit. So asking this part, so you've done the body scan, you've felt an activation somewhere, and you might feel in different spots over your body, but we're just going with the loudest one right now. Okay. So as we feel it, asking if it's open to listening, conversing, and just asking this part of yourself, what do you need from me? What do you need from me? So it might be a clear shot answer, like immediate. It might be a bit of, okay, I just need to relax into this a bit. So again, if I'm going too fast, you can take this slower, maybe light some candles and really make this a process to travel this realm, because it's so potent and it really should be honored and treasured. So just really creating that time and space for yourself to do this. What does it need from you? Okay, so I'm getting a message of like, I need to like yell. I feel like I need to yell kind of loudly. So I don't want to alarm you, and I don't want to alarm neighbors here. So I might take a pillow and yell into the pillow. But you don't have to do what I'm doing, of course, obviously. But asking yourself, like, is there a way that you can express in some kind of way? Maybe it's stomping, maybe it's shaking, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's like just asking this body part, what do I need? Maybe you need to write it out. Maybe you need to jump in a lake. Like, it could be anything. It could be, I need to have a date with myself. I need to spend more time with myself. It could be anything that comes up. But for me, I'm noticing, okay, it just wants to like clear through sound, and it's a yell, I guess. I haven't yelled in a while, so I guess we're just gonna do that. So if you want to join me with that, just because it also is so stimulating to do as well. Only if it feels good though. Like if that feels too intense and it feels triggering, lead into the trigger, but also if it feels too much, you know, you got your discretion of like what's too much, obviously. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a pillow. I think that's what I want to say here. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. One second. Okay. Don't know how dirty this pillow is, so that's great, but I'm kind of scared. Put my shirt over top of it. Okay. So, again, I told you, I warned you guys that we are going to be getting weird in ROGA and weird in these 77 days, so welcome to the voyage. Okay, so I'm gonna, again, sense, because I got a little distracted as I went to get the pillow, it's like now I'm not really noticing that spot as much, so I'm gonna tune back into that spot. And if you didn't get the urge to yell, again, like I said, you don't have to yell, but you can if you like. And just note what the message was for you that this part is really asking you for. Okay, so I'm gonna feel this. Take some deep breaths. Okay, so I'm starting to just sound and move it that way. Maybe it might not be a full yell, but definitely the sound wants to come. And usually shaking just goes naturally with it for me over here. Again, you have your own way, so follow you. So kind of just letting yourself be dramatic with it, letting yourself move into the wildness of it. This is really such a sacred practice of connecting with your deep, deep self. Perfect for the Scorpio new moon coming up tomorrow. So you're getting a little, well, I'm getting a little louder. You're doing what you feel over there. Maybe it's to, bring that out more. Maybe it's a horse noise like before. We're just letting the body clear and alchemize, making space and room here. That felt a little forced, not gonna lie. It's weird to be doing this on camera and not seeing you. And also like showing you my process. But we're just gonna mingle here. Bringing it back to that spot. The stomping is great too if you need to stomp. Neighbors might not like it though, so don't maybe do too much, but do what you gotta do. It's for your own mental health, so I think it's important. I'm noticing for me the yell is like not coming through as much, and it's like it's feeling a bit forced right now, so I'm not sure. So just follow your flow. Follow your flow. If there's pain in the body, maybe moving, just being and breathing with yourself. Trusting the medicine in your body. It knows what to do, what to say. Coughing's really clearing for that throat chakra, clearing all that gunk. Okay, I'm gonna bring in a little bit more. I'm just gonna kind of play around with it and see if I can go a little bit more into this yell. It feels too forced over here for me to do this right now. So I'm gonna stick with the sounding. But if you feel like yelling, by all means. You never know, things can change and ebb and flow, so just staying with what feels true and right for your body. Maybe it looks like you're hugging yourself. Maybe you're holding yourself. Or you're tapping your body. Whatever your body's asking for, follow that. Okay, so just taking a moment here to feel. Again, it's a lot to do this online. Whew. Taking some deep breaths. Maybe you're still holding yourself or yelling yourself. And just noticing how you feel. Notice how that part feels. Just listening to the body, the wise body. And you can continue on as long as you like. But just noticing how you feel. For me, I'm noticing refreshment. I can feel a new sense of energy here. It's like, oh fuck, thank God. Like, I've been wanting to move that out. Didn't know how. That's been stale and literally causing disharmony in my body. So, it's really powerful. And you can see too that like, it's kind of trippy to be doing this online, but like, as you know, I'm in this process of like yelling into the pillow and shaking and sounding and doing this, that is kind of opening up the orgasmic energy, life force energy. It's moving through me, you know, so it's not like we're ever just at this peak orgasm space. It's like we're in pleasure because that felt right and true for me to express like that. And I'm still so new to this sexual healing world, and like fairly new, and experiencing and discovering things for myself. But I know and feel that for me, it feels really right and true to be clearing and opening up new energy through feeling the emotion. So that's why we're going into, when we go into the darkness and feel what's there, we're giving it that space to be felt, like I've been mentioning this whole way through, and then express through. So it's not holding back anymore. It's like, okay, there's a little bit more room here to breathe. There's a story on that around breathing and the lungs and chest and everything, but I'm gonna save it for another day because we got a lot of days here, and this has been quite long already. So wherever you are, just maybe giving yourself a little hold, a little pat on the back or side or arm, saying thank you, you marvelous, marvelous body. Mwah. Yakshamash. Yeah, feel this holding, and as you grow taller, I'm probably gonna have to yell more after. I can feel that it's like stuff was stirred up. So yeah, and also that you can also spit. I love this action of spitting. I know it sounds like so many jokes we made, but like it's like so powerful. If we spit, it's like clearing, just like pooing and peeing and all the stuff that our body does to clear, like sweating toxins out. It's like that, it's a form of that too. So if you get the urge to spit and then you don't spit, it's like you're kind of holding that on. Anyway, so just we'll probably be spitting on these too. So be warned and stay tuned. Favorite words. So as you're here, just feeling this sparkly energy, letting it rain all the way through your body, like that gentle, misty, sparkly rain. Maybe opening up the chest, drawing the shoulders back, maybe taking the arms out wide, taking the legs out wide, feeling big, feeling bold, taking up space. Feeling this glowy energy, feeling alive and vital through your entire body as you really feel embodied through it. So I'm talking like my hands are spread out wide, like full of power and energy through the hands, even like whole body feeling this way of like, I'm here. I'm taking up space. I'm allowed to take up space. I get to take up space. And a little bit of sass. You're welcome that I get to take up space here. You're welcome. It's fun to play with this. This is new for me, to bring in this more sassiness and confidence, but it feels fun and exciting and true. Taking 2 more deep breaths, pressing that chest forward. Maybe pulling the pelvic floor inwards. Deep breath in. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I know it sounds corny, but feel it glowing through your every cell of your body. And then relax everything down. Woo! Day 2 in the bag. So one thing I want to say, obviously drink your water, keep hydrating, because this is deep work that we're doing. If you have any questions around the stuff that we're doing here, feel free to reach out, because I know that it's quite intense and strange and all this stuff. So if you're like curious and want to learn more, or if you're like, just have a question about your own thing that came up for you, like during this, please, I'm here for you to just chat with, to see like what that was and what that, like, you know what I mean? To help you, hold you with it. Just so that you know that you're never alone with this, even though, you know, I know I'm through a screen over here, but like, you can just message me if you need, okay? So, with that, stay tuned, my friends. Tomorrow, I definitely, I was actually planning to start these on November 1st, so I feel like I need to do it tomorrow. Still locating the time. But I do want to kind of, because these are so overwhelming and kind of like long, these 2 have been now, so I just want to give space in between for integration and time to catch up, because life is so busy, and obviously there's like so many people on the internet, and there's so much to catch up with in life and blah blah blah. So I want to honor that too, and it's nice for me because then I get a break. I'm just kidding. No, this feels so right. This feels so exactly what I need to do. So thank you once again for being here with the Polish farmerette girl, who's gonna go find some black sexy clothing soon. And I will see you tomorrow. Stay tuned all the time. Mwah. Happy Halloween, friends. Enjoy the dark portals, because there's light in those too.